Vermont player way up here in the north. Those M10s are kind of useless right now, and he would probably be happy if they're over here, but unfortunately they're way down here not doing much, and we'll see what he decides to do with them later on in the game. So we have more mines going down for our American player, actually quite a bit here and there in the road, so those eventually pay for itself. But we do have the Goliath, so I'm going to keep an eye on that Goliath, just because it's so cool to see what the Goliath can do. Ooh, we actually have, oh man, needs to retreat that Volksgrenadier squad. He should be safe though. And the Stug going to back off quite a little bit, and really that didn't do too much. Just delayed the capping a little bit, as the BPs are 319 to 331. Over here we actually have our stormtroopers moving in once again. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. I think, ooh, excuse me, that was a little loud. I think he should see those mines being placed, so he should have an idea of where they are at, and maybe flank this MG. The flanking possibilities are amazing here. He may go for this Calliope actually, and I think that's what he's going to go for, as this is so expensive and does so much damage. It actually has no kills at the moment. So here he goes. So what's in the vicinity really? These rifles could come out of that base soon and trying to help, but right now they're not moving. Yes, they are moving. Stormtrooper squad though now taking fire onto it, and they will instantly kill it. One more shot. Oh, use the Allied War Machine. So will he go for it? Is he going to go for it or leave it damaged like that for later on? He's going to leave it. So really that's a waste of 200 munitions for our American player, and grenades going off, so we take out his MG as well. Down to one guy, needs to focus fire, and he should benefit from that. But I don't think he's probably waiting for the Allied War Machine to wear off, but the Calliope is now out of there, and now the Flamethrower squad and everyone's over here on the Stormtrooper squad, so we'll have to book it out of there. And I think that was the best choice. We actually have the Stug moving in as well as the Stug. Ooh, mine's though paying for itself. Where's that Goliath? Goliath's still over here. Next to the VP, not going to do too much, excuse me, next to the manpower point. And they try to move in, take out that Calliope right away, but unfortunately the Sherman was here as well as that mine delayed that push, so unfortunately he will have to back off. Do we have stickies from our American player? Ooh, Calliope actually going off. Oh, kills the Goliath, so the Goliath will not be doing anything for us today. Actually, I think he did manage to kill one tank. He managed to kill the Stug actually, and now the M10s are moving off, and actually the Goliath killed it off. The Calliope set off the Goliath. Goliath blew up the tank, according to the Freestyler, and now the Stug is actually taken out, and the M10's now coming into play. And now our Vermont player, unfortunately, is in quite a bit of trouble. The Nebels now have to back off greatly. And the MG here is pretty useless. Needs to take it out as the M10s are firing onto them. Does manage to suppress one squad here in the middle, but really it's not going to do too much. You will be able to take that middle VP. Maybe he's just trying to delay him right now for the reinforcements. And yes, Freestyle does manage to bring one Stormtrooper squad out on the field in the time being. May hop in this building and fire away at that M10, as the M10s are very low in health, but there is a Sherman here and as well as two M10s, so I'm not sure how much this one Stormtrooper squad can do, as MGs is on, it has to get out of there now, and will he try to stay behind that church and just pin him down? So yes, very nice micro there, going to stay in the protection of that church. Needs to be careful, those are pretty low in health, so those bars can maybe be able to take it on and just power through it, but we do have Stormtrooper squad seeing that and gonna hop in this church, may and try and focus fire that rifle squad before it can do anything. It will have to get out of there, so he does manage to hold that middle. Nice MG there, the MG saving the day, and as well that Stormtroopers, so these squads can come in here and save it. So Calliope actually going off. Will he kill it off? I think he should be good, especially hiding behind that church. The church taking most of that damage there, and ooh, actually very, very close. This is retreat that MG anyway, as it was low on health. Need to get that repaired. So look, so far still pretty even. I think our American player has edged out a little bit, managing to take the left hand side, but our in-responsive Vermont player is going to take the right hand side with his Volksgrenadier squads as well. They do have quite a bit of bars here, and he does have double veterancy on them, so they should be able to hold their own ground. And as well, if he brings this over into the fight, and he will actually popping a medevac, says it sarcasm, medepack for that Volksgrenadier squad, so he should be good to go, and the rival squad will have to get out of there. So he does manage to hold the right position for now. Our American player doesn't have anything over here. Actually may send the Sherman to take care of these two squads, and that will guarantee him the right hand side as well, because as long as this left hand side here is being held by our M10. So really our Vermont player is thinning out, and he needs to just focus on one point of the map. We actually have Neville's going off somewhere over here in the north position. Doesn't look like they got anything, just setting off a mine and hitting that building a little bit. So yeah, they're not going to do too much. Probably clearing out the way, and that does provide a little bit of scouting information too, because when you do hit something, it does reveal where they're at. Ooh, engineers actually dying from the fire over there. And now the rifles though and engineer squads are hopping over here. Actually, the MG over here is still available for anyone that wants it. But American player really just going to lay a bunch of mines here. Needs to be careful of that building. It is kind of getting low, but the tanks have died. And actually, the Calipy going to counter the Neville. Will he be able to take it out? And it doesn't look like it. Does manage to kill one guy here, so Calipy not doing too much actually. So here comes a fight from our Wehrmacht player and American player. American player actually doesn't have much in here in the north position. He's at 2 M10s, but they're not that great against infantry, so the rifles will have to book it out. Ooh, the Calipy though may change that, landing very good hits here, and the one stormtrooper squad very close to dying, and they will have to book it out of here. But actually, I did a little less than I thought it would. There were some decent hits, but unfortunately, they didn't do as much as he hoped, as there are 2 Calibys here, one with 6 kills and the other one with only 1 kill. So here in the south position, the Sherman finally coming over here to stop these Volksgrenadier squads. Actually stopped them quite a bit a while ago, and the rifle squad now just going to cap it with the safety of that Sherman. So nothing can counter that until our Wehrmacht player can come over here to counter that Sherman, and then he can take the right hand side of the map. Neville actually going to try and stall that out, and he does manage to do that, but unfortunately I don't think he will force a retreat from that rifle squad, as they are pretty safe. So actually we have a Tiger out from Freestyler, so this may be what he needs to come back. Gonna be kind of tough though, gonna be pretty tough. This is not against those M10s out there and that Sherman. Yeah, it will be tough, especially with the Calipys here. So if he gets the damage in, it's gonna be kind of a bit of trouble. Just have kind of mass engineers, only 2 engineers, so let's see what happens. The map is pretty even still. VP is 265 to 305. Favoring our Wehrmacht player actually, and looks like, see, I honestly don't know. I'm not entirely sure. The teching's still the same. Do you have the manpower upgrade for our American player? Not too much going on over here in the south position. Our American player is continuing to gain some more position. Whoa, Calipy almost taking out the MG. Doesn't know the Tigers on the field though. Does have double veterancy. So he knows it is in the field. See if he responds with his M10s and Sherman. So he's bringing his Sherman back. The M10s haven't moved just yet. It looks like they just got done being fully repaired, and now they are on the move. They're going to go over here into the middle and probably try and take on that Tiger head on, but needs to be very careful. Our Wehrmacht player still has the Stormtrooper squads, double veterancy, pretty much both on full health, so it gets too cocky, too greedy. These tanks will, especially these M10s, will just instantly disappear, and then the Sherman will instantly disappear, especially with that Tiger there. And so he does still have a pretty amount of firepower from our Wehrmacht players, as he did take quite a bit of hits, losing that Stug and Stu earlier. So he's going to manage to take this point here, and that will cut off our American player from the right hand side, and then really all he has is this portion of the map, as well as this cute plus 10 munitions here next to his base. So, but he will try to move on here. The Sherman here is actually going to flank, and the Calipy here going to clear the way, going to clear out some infantry. Then he's going to move in the M10s and the Sherman over here in the south position. So he will manage to cap it though, and hopefully retreats now and doesn't lose that squad, taking lots of hits here. And he doesn't manage to get out here unless the Sherman can land a very good hit, and it does land a good hit, but only managed to kill one guy. So Volksgrenadier squad does manage to get out of here. The Tiger, Neville over here in the back, and the Tiger's actually over here in the north position as well as the Stormtrooper. So looks like he's decided to leave the south position and just cap the north position. And the Calipy here, will it land good hits? Doesn't look like. Oh, very close to those Stormtrooper squads, but really nothing taking too much damage. I think he actually killed a Pioneer squad. Yes, he did. Repairing that Tiger, so small loss there for our Wehrmacht player, but not too huge. Neville actually going to counteract this. They won't be able to counter the Calipys, but they will be able to counter some of the capping and be a little annoying. And actually getting a pin on that rival squad, so they will not be able to finish capping that strategic point. And more mines going off over here. So still gonna not benefits from these 2 munitions point, one being a plus 16 and a plus 10. That's a lot of munitions there. He is not getting. And then a little bit of 5 here and the 5 munitions there. So it will cap it though with its engineer squad. And really he's kind of set up here. Looks like he wants to do a push here into the middle, and our Wehrmacht players managed to take the north. with not too much effort. I think if our American player just moved into the middle, he would be good to go. But he's allowing the Vermont player to kind of come back, in my opinion, because he hasn't been too aggressive. He allowed him to take the north position while the middle was kind of empty and didn't move on that. And now he kind of has both, and has managed to place a stug here and gain a little bit more of a comfortable position, as well move these stormtroopers here. So Vermont player once again has worked his way into this game, and American player still hasn't moved. Just gonna keep throwing callipy shots at him, and we get these stormtroopers very, very close here. Probably getting quite a bit of debris, but that will not affect him at all. Actually missing absolutely everything, even the stug not taking any hits, hasn't even flinched. And here we go, Stormtrooper squad now caught in Stormtrooper squad being revealed, and now all the tanks are going to fire onto them. Grenades going off. The Rifle squad is quite a bit in trouble though, and we'll have to get out of there. But he did force one Stormtrooper squad to get out of there, and that will prevent any more flanking. So if he saw one Stormtrooper squad retreat, will he try to move in there into the middle now? And he did do a decent amount of damage to one squad, but no, he hasn't. And the Vermont player is just going to continue to pump vehicles out and refortify this position more and more. So he's going to have two stugs to deal with in the middle because he keeps waiting. And now he's finally going to move out, but where is he going to move? He's going to just kind of move in the south position to prevent this from being capped, or try to get a different angle. Is he going to go straight for the base? I'm not entirely sure. Did the Vermont player see that? And yes, he does now. His Volkswagen squad sees the Sherman, sees the N2 M10, so he knows that he is out here in the south position. Is he going to readjust his studs? He should very, very soon here. And okay, I see what he's going to do. He's going to try to get a flank from this position, but because his Volkswagen squad is over there, he saw it and now readjusting his studs. And Sherman managed to get behind one. He probably will be able to pick off one stug, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. He's going to be very, very close. Sherman's very close to dying, though. The Neville needs to back up a little bit, in my opinion, just to be safe. And looks like he will come out here on top. And here comes a Callipy, though, going to take out one stug. So Sherman goes down for the American player. Stug goes down for the Vermont player. And I'm not sure. It looks like they came out pretty even there. Yeah, very, very even. Oh, we actually have another Goliath out onto the field. Let's see what that does in this game. So we have the M10s now actually going to go for the kill, as a stug cannot be microed very you can micro as much as you want. These M10s are so easy microable, and he will be able to kill it and should be able to save these two M10s safely, especially when he has the repairing going on. And one more shot, we will take it out. Oh, actually the Goliath is right here. He's going to try to chase down the M10, two M10s. Will they bunch up here? The M10's trying to get away, the stug trying to get away as well, and the Goliath is going to go off. Is it going to go off? Will it go off? It's kind of like poking at it, and I don't know if it's going to go off or not. It looks like he's trying to get even closer, and it will not go off. So, Goliath, I'm not sure why he didn't set it off. I mean, he could have had the kill. Probably thought, oh, I'll save the Goliath, and my Stormtrooper squad can take out the M10. And I can see that reason, because he almost got it. Very, very low in health. So, unfortunately, that would have flipped into the Vermont player's side, but so far, it kind of favored that American player because he managed to take out that stug. So where's that Goliath at though? Just managed to kill one M10 though that was very, very low on health, probably a Panzer Shrek, or what, that 35 munitions, I forgot what it was called, similar Panzer Fast ability from that Volkswagen squad. Managed to take it out, and looks like we have the Callipy firing over here into the middle, see what kind of damage it will do. And it does take out down the church, and it looks like it took two guys out here. I'm not entirely sure what was in that building, but it doesn't really take too much out. It doesn't take out Neville. Neville does only have one kill. So the Goliath, though, being sneaky. So the Goliath, will he be able to take out this rival squad? Does have 6 guys in here, though. I don't think he will. And here comes the Goliath. Here comes the Goliath. Will it blow up? No. This is a manly Goliath. This has been chased down so many guys, but hasn't managed to kill anything. It just is forced American just to run away, but hasn't blown up yet. So we'll see what he wants to do with that. Probably will repair it now because it is so low on health, so he won't be able to do that again. And our Tiger gonna get a decent position over here, as we do have two M10s, or excuse me, one M10 and the Sherman out here on the field. I believe that is up an upgrade, so they do extra damage. They actually do as much damage as the M10. And Vermont player, though, he does have 2 VPs and right on cue, 288 to 200. And I think here the Tiger is going to be a pain in the butt to deal with, especially when his he lost an M10 earlier. So let's see if he's getting any tanks to counter that. I mean, he needs more firepower, really. He needs stickies or something. These calopies, you can't really rely on them to take out tanks at all. You can see the Tiger actually took a direct hit and really didn't do as much damage. That can easily be repaired. So he needs some sort of firepower, perhaps an AT gun. It is a little more affordable. You won't have to spend so much gas, but he does have quite a bit of gas banked up anyway. And actually does have the AT gun over here. I didn't realize it was built, so that will pick off at the Tiger slowly, but it won't kill it at the time being. We have an M10 over here. This is going to be annoying, but it needs to be careful, is because they can use the Panzerfaust on the M10 and weaken it. So it doesn't look like he will though, and looks like it's paying off, actually running over a guy. And there goes the Panzerfaust. Doesn't manage to knock it down to half health, but the Volkswagen squads will have to get out of there and will not manage. So he does prevent capping over here from that one M10. M10 actually has 13 infantry kills. That's quite a bit. That's more than I thought. And where's the other M10? Actually, the other M10. I keep thinking the other M10's alive, but it's not. Every time I see that Sherman. So right now he's just kind of bunched up over here next to his base. Calipy has 12 kills. The other Calipy has 7. And both are just kind of skirmishing. No one really wants to dedicate anything because they're afraid of losing a good portion of their army. And then you pretty much lost the game. So, but in the meantime, a Vermont player gets more and more comfortable because he has the defender's advantage right now. And ooh, Calipy laying quite a pretty good hits there onto that Stug, knocking it down to half health. So it does back him up a little bit. We do have Pioneers here though coming in. That's a medic. Oh, that was a Pioneer coming in to repair those. So I'm not sure what the game plan is for an American player. I mean, is it to just get more and more firepower and then go for one big massive push, take the VPs, kill the Wehrmacht, and then hold a good position? I would assume. And the Wehrmacht player is really just gonna continue to cap as much as he can. Don't over dedicate himself somewhere and hold the advantage, because he did have the VP advantage. He is going to have the VP advantage here in a second. He's going to hold this middle VP. He does have the left and middle, and that's all you really need, you know. Now here comes our American player though. Now going to push out with his AT guns, decent amount of engineers, and the Sherman both and the M10 both full health. One actually has quite a bit of veterancy. And the Calipy as well. I think they're on cooldown at the moment though. So here comes the Nebel though, going to fire down on something here. So he's going to back up his units. He does hear that Nebel firing, and I thought I heard the Nebel. I could have sworn I heard the Nebel. That's why he was backing up. So here comes our American player though. He does see where the Tiger's at. The Tiger's actually kind of alone. Do we have any support? Oh, actually, excuse me. We did have the Stug over here as well as the Stormtroopers moving in. So the Tiger taking some shots at the Sherman, but unfortunately the Tiger has not managed to hit it at all. So he's taking on these two tanks, and here comes the Calipy, knowing where that's at. Oh no, the Pioneers here getting caught out in the middle, instantly kills a Pioneer squad, unfortunately. And now the Tiger kind of needs to back it up a little bit, or at least get some support with that Tiger, because really all it's doing is just taking unnecessary damage at the moment. And we do have the Nebel though, going to counteract some of this, and doesn't look like it gets any decent hits at all. Very, very close up to that infantry. And so our Volkswagen squad here is going to get an idea of what our American player has infantry-wise. He does see the rifle squad and 2 engineers. One getting kind of decent here. He does have the flamethrower upgrade, so I think if the Wehrmacht player can, you know, take out the rifle squad and engineer squad, those stormtroopers are going to go to town on these tanks. And stormtroopers can also, you know, any infantry can really take away those AT guns. Actually, more Calipy fire going on, and it looks like it will finally take out that Nebel. And there are like no buildings here except this bunker here is actually down to half health, as well as craters, and more craters. So still no dedication by any of these players. Just some more skirmishing going on between these two players. No one wants to dedicate just yet. Tank Calipy's 18 and 10. VP's 265 to 173, so the pressure is on the American player. He is kind of just harassing up here in the north position, but not too much, as well as the Wehrmacht player in return is going to harass the south position. So they are, besides a Wehrmacht player holding this middle, they are pretty even in terms of harassment and skirmishing here in the middle. And it all depends on who can get who soon. I'm not, you know. Still, looks like they do have these two stormtrooper squads up here in the north. Gonna try and probably cap this, take away this plus 18 fuel, which would be kind of huge against our American player. Well, I mean, why not? Doesn't have any forces in the vicinity, I don't think. Does have his units into the base, and he might as well pick away at it. Actually, not gonna go for it. MG's still here, actually, earlier from that fight. Ooh, hitting a mine right there. Are there any other mines that will force retreat on the stormtrooper squad? But it looks like there are no more mines, and our Vermont player doesn't mind too much, as he can just retreat and reinforce, and he still should be good. We actually have our another Stug out on the field. What will that make it? Probably make it our second Stug that is currently alive here. Oh, in the south position. Oh, losing a Volkswagen squad. Lots of grenades going off. Bundle grenades, stunning the crap out of that rifle squad and doing tons of damage. And still more grenades going off, so they will have to retreat. Sherman says, no, I don't think so. But he does manage to decap that munitions, the munitions point for the time being. See this entire Volkswagen squad just moaning and groaning. Oh, one guy trying to crawl. Looks like he was trying to call. So actually, here in the middle, looks like he's gonna go for that middle VP, and will we see a push here from an American player? And it looks like he will manage to decap it actually because of the support of that Callipy. So I guess it's a neutral. Will he be able to cap it all the way? And actually stops capping it for a while, and decides to move on to what? I'm not sure what. Is he just trying to get a sticky on that Tiger? I don't think. Well, I guess he just managed to get a sticky on the Tiger, but there is a Pioneer squad here to repair it anyway. So perhaps he's trying to get the damage engine on it and then allow his AT gun to pick away at it, as it can't really retreat, but it will manage to get out of there anyway, as it is pretty far in the first place. So it looks like I hear a Neville going off once again up here in the north position. So our American player did manage to favor the VPs into his favor. So they are 258 to 145, but I think that should be taken care of very, very soon with the two stormtrooper squads moving up here in the north. Decap that for himself, and he does realize both stormtrooper squads up here in the north. And will he take it though? Will he go for the push? But there are quite a bit of tanks. I mean, these tanks alone are pretty deadly against his army, and that Neville in the middle. So Vermont player has taken a pretty good hold, and it's just gotten stronger and stronger. He may just lay some more mines down if he wants to. Freestyler actually has 160 munitions, spent all his fuel on tanks, which isn't a bad thing. You always want to have less resources. You want to invest your resources onto the units that are currently onto the field. Callipy once again going off over here, trying to take out that bunker. Will take out these Pioneers though. They are bunched up, and he does walk away, but it didn't matter because no hits did get anywhere close. So he will happily repair that bunker safely. And I need to breathe for a second, as I did get a comment from one of my viewers. And looks like Callipy once again going off. Actually, ooh, taking out one Pioneer squad and damaging the other, so that was a little bit better. But he will still repair that. And still no push from either player. Come on, somebody's got to do something eventually. Once these VPs get very, very low, I know we will see something very, very soon. So we do have triple veterancy now from our Vermont player. And American player is actually going to pop armored assault. Maybe pop, actually. Oh, that must have been a bundle grenade, that's what it was. You can see all of them stunning that rifle squad, and we'll probably force it to retreat actually, because these Shermans and Tens can't get a good hit on them because they have a bad angle on because of this vehicle building. And now we see kind of push. He does see these two tanks trapped into that little position right there, so he does move in, and he will manage to get out of there though, and go back into the safety of this AT gun and face the correct positions there. And back here in the north, almost using a rifle squad. Stormtrooper squad not going to do much. So let's see what both our players have. Little attack map. Obviously holds the middle still. VPs. American player did just manage to take that middle VP. He does have 3 tanks in the middle. Has support of that Neville. Two Stormtrooper squads. At the same time, with his Pioneer squads, able to repair those tanks. At the time being, he's not building anything, so he's capping that VP in the middle. So going to go back to our American player. Has 2 Callipys, both much better than the Neville, but in return, our Vermont armor is much stronger. So they have been paying for themselves 23-14. We do have the Pershing out on the field, and I think we may see a push here soon, though. Pershing here going to go in the north position and perhaps try to sandwich the Vermont player. And he does have the M10 and a upgun Sherman as well, and we don't see anything being being built at the moment. So those are the standing armies at the time being. We do have the Neville, though, doing quite a bit of damage, almost taking out both engineer squads. Decent damage to that M10. That looks like that will delay any type of push that our American player had in plan. And it could have just brought this Pershing up here in north position to protect that rifle squad and allow him to cap. But the Stormtrooper squad, so he will see this Pershing here very, very soon. We do have actually one of the repair abilities popped, but he's not doing any push, so kind of interesting. So he should be able to handle the Stormtrooper squad, but will this Rebel squad die before it caps it? No, it won't. We'll be able to get out of there. And is he going to try to focus fire that Rebel squad? No, he will not. He decides to get out of there. Not worth the damage coming from that Pershing. So we have the second Neville coming out now. That'll be 2 Nevilles total. And more Calliope fire coming down onto the middle. And you only can destroy the map so much, guys. You gotta start killing each other here. 2 Stugs and a Tiger still. And still ninja capping each other here in the north and south position. I feel like I'm on a replay loop here, as I'm saying the same thing over and over, because these guys are doing the same thing over and over, and still no dedication from either player. Here you can see as he caps the south VP up here in the north, he'll cap the north VP, and he does manage to decap that. Is forced to retreat up here in the north, though. Nothing going to counter the rifle squad, so they will be in the neutral zone for the time being. 239 to 102. And looks like, oh no, the Stormtrooper squad is going to flank this Pershing. I'm kind of surprised he left it out here in the open. And he sees the opportunity. Stug's moving in here. Now he's going to take it out, but Allied War Machine is going to pop, so he should be able to save it. But will he just knock it down low health? He should be able to do that. Knock it down to low health. Wait a little bit, because these Stugs are so powerful. Maybe, actually taking quite a bit of hits. Retreat one, chase it with the other, take out the Pershing, as there is no help out in the time being. The Calliope is desperately trying to save it, and they will manage. No, they will not take out. Oh, they will take out the Stug. And will he take out the Pershing in return? The 4 Allied War Machines still going on, though. Still going, and now it's done, and the Tiger can take it out if he wants. Fortunately, facing his rear to that Pershing before it goes down. Main gun destroyed, and he will take it out here. Now in the north position, American player seizes the opportunity, and because those tanks are nowhere in the vicinity, takes the middle with ease. Nothing over here in the middle, just except the Neville. So maybe the Neville can slow down this push. And now it's just so hectic. These Stugs, unfortunately, did lose one. One's very low on health, and now our American player has the advantage. And I think our Vermont player dedicated way too much to taking out that Pershing. And that paid off, and he just lost position, and now our American player is moving in. He needs to focus fire the Stug, I would say. That is a guaranteed kill. Take out that Stug, then go for the Tiger. But now the Stormtroopers now are into the game, the M10 instantly getting taken out. And looks like, I don't know, he did lose all his tanks here, so that may switch back into our Vermont player's base, but we favor, but the Calliope is trying to take out the Stormtroopers. If they can land good hits, he should be in good shape. Unfortunately, they did not. In fact, they landed no good hits, and now the Stormtroopers, though, will be happy. Oh no, here comes the second Calliope barrage, and they do land some pretty good hits on one squad, forces one to retreat, and does manage to take one guy out. Now the Pershing, though, our second Pershing coming out here on the field, will be able to take out that Stug instantly. Now if he can just focus fire the Stormtrooper squad, take that out, and then focus fire all his firepower onto that Tiger. But I don't think he wants to do that, actually. He's going to go straight for the Tiger. And grenades are going off everywhere. There's so much destruction. Do we have any reinforcements from any squad? Do we have 2 engineer squads here, pioneer squads that could move up here and try and help and repair that? Hopefully, and yes, they will, or fire onto those rifle squads. Any amount of firepower here. This is Battle of the Titans, Tiger versus the Pershing. And looks like the Tiger will lose out. Oh no, the Shrek picked up by our rifle squad, taking out a Stormtrooper. Did he take out a Stormtrooper squad? I think he might have, and yes he did, unfortunately. Just stay there, so both heavy losses for both players. And we're going to see where we're at after we see what this rifle squad can do up here in the north. If we can take out this Pioneer squad or not. VPs are favoring our American player now, 170 to 100. And let's check. Alright, so he did lose all his vehicles except the Tiger. Excuse me. excuse me. I think he did lose a Tiger. This is his second Tiger. My mistake. I got a little confused there. Neville going to counter that rifle squad, and then going to switch to our American player. See what he has, and looks like he will retreat that rifle squad. So he does have the Pershing out and a Sherman as well as the 2 Calopies still, and that's a lot of firepower just right here. And I think our American player has managed to take the middle, and our Vermont player only having 1 Tiger tank is going to be kind of tough. He does have 1 Stormtrooper squad. Unfortunately, losing that second Stormtrooper squad was kind of huge. He does have a Stug out now as well, so he did manage to replenish quite a bit of his army right now, but the VPs are 100 to 132. The VP's got very even actually, and still close fight. Not sure who's gonna win. It can go into either or player's favor. So our Vermont player actually regaining the middle. I think our American player just backed out totally, and yes he did. So giving it up without a fight, but he is bringing his army back into the fight. I think the Calopies, though, it was his plan to delay this push. He knew he was going to come. And are they going to fire? No, they're not firing just yet. Delay the push and then move in before he can get a good positioning and get most of his army here in the middle, and then reclaim the middle before he takes too much. But he is taking that middle VP. And here come the Calipee barrages. Looks like they will land some pretty good hits onto the tanks, as well as the Pioneer squads over here in the vicinity. So all around that was a good Calipee barrage. And our rifle squad are going to fire on that Pioneer squad, but they it pulls the Pioneer squad a little too early, but he does cap it. So I thought he was going to retreat. I thought he was going to retreat it and not manage to take that middle VP, but he does take it. And Calipee is going off once again. The Stug and Tiger taking some decent amount of hit. Takes a good portion of that Tiger tank actually. And now the Pershing can go in and perhaps take out that Tiger, especially with the help of this rifle squad. I believe one of them has a Shrek, and yes, there's a little guy right here. So that is huge. And now the Tiger's in tons of trouble. Needs to back off. The Stug gonna try and move up forward, move up here and fire on that Pershing. But he's popping field repairs as well. It looks like our American player does have an advantage for the time being. Does have double Pioneers trying to desperately repair it, as well as the Stormtrooper squad trying to fire onto that Pershing. Pershing, though, 1/4 health now, and now the Pershing's in trouble. Both tanks are in trouble. He's lost so much health out of nowhere because his double Stormtrooper squad's firing onto that, and both not losing, actually almost losing that Pershing. Pershing needs to just get out of here. Totally useless. Main gun destroyed. And wow, I'm surprised he managed to save that Tiger tank. Props to these Pioneers working overtime onto it, and now has about 1/4 health. But the Calipee has something to say about that and does force the Pioneers to retreat. So now it will stay about 1/4 health unless it gets a decent hit. So yes, it will stay there for a while, but it's not like the American player can run in there and take it out. It's because all his tanks are just as badly damaged. The Pershing main gun destroyed. The Sherman, one more hit, will die. And ooh, the Calipee once again firing. I don't think it will take it out. Getting very close though. He needs to back this Tiger up. There he goes. Managed to back it up. And hopefully we have some Pioneers on the way. Yes, we do. Those 2 Pioneers that were forced to retreat earlier are on the way to repair that. And these guys over here are going to repair that Stug. So he's very good positioning there. You can see he's hiding behind the church, so that will take less damage. Any sort of fire will hit some of what's left of this church on these walls here. So the Stug almost repaired. The Tiger going to be repaired. Over here we do have our second Sherman popping out, as well as going to get that MG upgrade on top. And Pershing about 1/4 health there as well. Nailed his resource, about 1,300 manpower. Hopefully he spends that somewhere. He does have 68 out of 70, so it's actually capped at his pop right now, unless he can start capping more of the map. So pretty much maxed out for our American player. And here for our Vermont players, check what he has. He's pretty much maxed out as well. Does not have as many resources, but he's still good to go. And the Calipee, woohoo, Pioneer squad gonna get out of there though, and should be good to go. And yeah, so the Tiger tank taking damage engine there, but he does have a fully health Stug. Ooh, second Calipee barrage. I keep acting like I'm surprised, as I know he has 2 Calipees, but I'm always shocked by that second Calipee barrage. And looks like that one didn't do too much. And Stormtrooper's just gonna push away this rifle squad, and should get out of here though. There's really no reason for you to be here at all. Maybe she's trying to get some information. I'm not sure. She was probably trying to capture some middle VP. 121 to 72. Getting a little more desperate for our American player, but he does have a pretty good sized army. If when he does decide to do it, maybe it was just a distraction though, because he did manage to capture Northern VP. Now they're favoring our American player, and he did actually rebuild. Excuse me. Build a second repair station over here in the north position, next to this next to this other one that was taking quite a bit of damage. I'm surprised it hasn't died yet. It is 1/4 health, and you saw it earlier was just constantly repairing it. So, ooh, actually, do we have a push coming in? Yes, we do. We actually have the Pershing over here taking on the Stug. How much health does the Tiger have? It has multiples health, so the Stug needs to back up a little bit to the support of that Tiger tank. And what will he focus down, the Sherman or the Pershing? Looks like he's gonna focus down the Pershing instead. Do we have stormtroopers out on the way? And yes, we do. Both stormtroopers over here in the north position, though. We're a little distracted by that one rifle squad, and actually Callipy's going off too. And ooh, takes out the one Pioneer squad and forces one to retreat. So there's gonna be actually gonna be some repairing from these repair stations here. And we do have some repairing going on for the American player as well. Very, very even fight. It looks like, though, it is favoring our American player, maybe, unless these stormtroopers can do the damage, and they are doing quite a bit of damage. They're very low on health, though. So I think we can just try to focus fire these stormtrooper squads really quick, get them out of the fight, then focus fire the tanks, because really just turn the turret once to that guy, and you'll take it out. But the Tiger's very low on health, so it is kind of a debate. Maybe wait for one more Callipy barrage, and you should be good to go. Very close to losing that Sherman. Just need to get that out of here. Then I just take out the Tiger, or excuse me, the Tiger tank. And then the Pershing, though, very low on health as well. So if you can get these out of here, repair those up, this is going to be a total victory for our American player. And it looks like it will, as these things are booking out of here. And the one Sherman that does have health will take it out. Oh, we take out the Stormtrooper squad. That'll be huge against this Vermont player. And they will get away. And he did leave a little present for our American player if he decides to take that later on. It looks like he will go for it. And yes, it is his. So our American player is slowly gaining some health here. An advantage on our Vermont player, unfortunately, 99 to 66. And will he lose his Stug? And I think he will, unfortunately, by his own Shrek or Sherman. And Stug trying to desperately get out here. Do we have any help? We do have one Stormtrooper squad trying to get out here, and he will lose that Stug. Unfortunately, I think that was the end of all his tanks here. Yeah, oh no, and I think this is it of our Vermont player. He just had such a strong army, now it's down to nothing. Down to 2 Stormtrooper squad, a Pioneer squad, as well as a Neville here in the back, and then the Pioneer squad over here got ninja capping. But let's check our American player. I think he's just like an army of tanks, and yes, he does. Oh my goodness. Oh man, it would have been so much more even if you could just landed those extra hits against these 2 tanks. And let's pretend these 2 tanks aren't here. He would have just had 2 Callipys and a Sherman. You can see 2,000 manpower, and yes, that's true. 800 fuel and 160 munitions for our American player. And back here for our Vermont player, it's got a good amount of manpower and fuel actually. Not as bad as I thought. So that, man, just like 2 extra hits onto these tanks, and the fight would have been so much more even. So what I was doing earlier, I was looking at the American player's army, and yeah, would have had 2 Callipys as well as 1 Sherman. That would look a lot more even. Would have been an even fight for that one Stormtrooper squad to take on, or really any sort of tank. But unfortunately, these are going to get fully repaired, go onto the field, and he does have a Tiger out. Tiger, though, against a Pershing and a 2 Shermans, gonna need a little more help from that, especially not having any Stormtrooper squads with Shreks to help him out. And the rifles actually are the ones with the Shreks now. Where are they at? I think this one does it have a Shrek. I don't know what the hell this guy is doing. And I think that one's it. Ooh, Neville, though, landing straight onto that unit. They will get pinned. Probably may have to retreat depending on what he decides to do with it. And we actually have a Jeep, our first Jeep out onto the field for our American player. And probably just do some scouting, a little bit of harassment. We'll see what our Vermont player has. You don't want to get over greedy with your tanks. That's pretty good right there. I actually have our Callipys going off here in the middle, but really there's nothing here. I think our American player kind of thinks our Vermont player has a little more than what he really has. So see if our Vermont player can keep that illusion up for the time being, just kind of cap everywhere. Keep your American players split up in as much as possible. VPs though, very, very close, 48 to 56, favoring our. Gotta think for a second here. Favoring our Vermont player. Yeah, favoring our Vermont player here. So here are all the tanks, all the vehicles for our American player, even the Calopies here, just going at it at that one Stormtrooper squad that I didn't know he had, and he will force that one to retreat. 34-58. This is a double cap at the time being. He needs to go over here in the middle and cap it. And we do have actually the VPs being capped over here by our Stormtrooper squad, and VPs are now 30 to 56. Triple capped. Freestyler doesn't have much. Let's go see what Freestyler has. He doesn't have much. In a straight up fight, our American player will win with all those tanks, but he needs to split them up, and tanks unfortunately cannot cap anything. They can, however, guard these VPs. So cap one, leave the tank there, like he's doing here. Cap the middle, leave the tank there. VPs 56 to 17 needs to get something to cap. I don't see anything capping at all, and I think he's gonna lose. Gonna go back to our American players movement. You can see the mini map. We did have one little dot here. The Calipy 15 to 56. Calipy take shots out here in the middle, trying to take on this Tiger. Both actually not being repaired, but he can pop any sort of actually doesn't have enough munitions for it. And here it is. Rifle squad can try to cap it down. 12 VPs 56. I don't think he'll be able to get it. He just needs to focus fire these rifle squad, but he does manage to cap the VP over here north of the half track. And now it's just totally switched, and our Vermont player unfortunately will have to dedicate some sort of firepower to capture at least one VP, but that firepower is gone. That was the Tiger. And really all he has is like the Stormtrooper squad. So I think he's just trying to tough it out and try to cap one, take the hits or something. So now the 12 to 52, and I think he's about to get triple capped actually. And yes, here's the middle VP that is neutral, and now 12 to 50, and I don't see how the Vermont player is going to do it. I don't think he can do it. Freestyler, you got 3 Stormtrooper squads though, but one, he might be able to do it. I don't know, he's got one with 2 Shreks, and one with bars, and I believe the MP44 upgrade. So, oh man, no, he won't be able to do it. There's no way. Not with 3 tanks at his base, and unfortunately losing Stormtrooper squad. So yeah, this is pretty much game GG from Freestyler. That was a crazy ending, and epic. Yes, very epic game. Lots of tanks here. Very nice play with his tanks here. Pershing getting 12 kills, Sherman getting 8, and the other Sherman getting 6. And then the Calopies, these guys here, 30 and 25, definitely paid for itself. And really saving those tanks pretty much let him win. If he lost that Sherman Pershing, won that big engagement here, happened in the middle, I think it would have been completely different. And looks like we're about to see the end of the replay. 8 to 12 VPs. One Stormtrooper's got to get a move over here on the right hand side, but we got a bunker over here on the right, bunker over here in the middle. Do we have one here on the left? No, we don't, but it's all good. So, very good game by both our players. Lots of infantry, especially tanks, more specifically, and I hope you guys enjoy that, and I will see you guys in my next cast.